What's going on, guys? Goosey here again today. I changed t-shirts from the previous video because, well, sometimes I'm going to record in bulk anyways, and you kind of want to wear more than one shirt or else people start to get pretty cautious, but I'm not the only person that mass records in one day. So, let's go on real quick into the topic. So, whoa. The 7 Deadly Sins. That manga. I mean, turn after turn after turn. I just can't believe what's happening. So I, like many others, saw the 7 Deadly Sins a few years ago in the anime. I was kind of skeptical at first because, you know, Netflix acquired the rights to it, and it was one of the first anime Netflix really started messing with. I know you could say they had like Death Note and things like that, but this is one of the first ones where they wanted to be the exclusive right holders to the 7 Deadly Sins. Well, that's probably changing now, because obviously Crunchyroll is going to jump on this, and Funimation, no questions asked. Crunchimation and Crunchimation, yeah, no, let's call it Crunchimation, because they're basically married, and, well, they're going to legit own, because Funimation does the 7 Deadly Sins dub, so that's always a treat. So I'm looking forward to the 7 Deadly Sins, which is premiering in January, by the way, so we're still like 4 months off. I did some quick math in my head. Ironically, I can do crazy complicated equations, but I can't go from 8 to 12 in 1, which is stupid. But anyways, the manga's pretty insane right now. I'm saying this because for a while I just was putting the manga off because I already knew myself, and I binge watched the anime in 2 days, like both seasons, including the extras, 2 days. And then I knew I would end up reading that manga like crazy. So I waited a bit, you know, I waited for like, I don't know, I'd say a couple months, because I knew I really wanted to read it, and it's a weekly release. So come this past summer, like the beginning of summer, I binge read it, because I'm on summer break, I got some time, and I probably didn't sleep for 4 days from just constantly reading that manga. I knew myself. And the thing is, I just kept laughing and laughing and laughing and crying, and it was really, really, really enjoyable. I can't put into words how much I enjoyed this manga above all else. So, with respect to that, these last 2 chapters have been whoa. Because you find out about the truth behind Elizabeth and Melodious. You find out so much. I mean, if I had to call it though, I'd call it Ban the manga. Because in terms of background, we have more background on Ban than every other character combined. Which really does kind of make you cry, because Bond's stories were so touching. And then you were placed with the conundrum that, oh, well, Elaine has come back to life. Now Bond and Elaine are happy, but then now they're at the point where if they kill someone, Elaine dies. Because that person was the one who resurrected Elaine, so if you kill the person who casted the resurrection spell, then anyone who was resurrected then dies. So it kind of presented a little bit of a twist. However, we were presented with a second twist. That Elizabeth dies whenever she recovers her memories. And we soon find out that Elizabeth and Melodious have been alive for over 3,000 years together, constantly cursed. Where if Elizabeth recovers her memories, she dies within a couple of days. And then it's unavoidable. They're brutal deaths, and then she's reincarnated as a baby. So Melodious has seen Elizabeth die, if I remember the number, I think it's like 100 and something times, watching Elizabeth die before his own eyes. And awkwardly enough though, every time Melodious dies, he loses a bit of his humanity. Which, Melodious is half demon, so he gains less feelings, and every time he enters certain modes, he loses feelings as well. And things just keep happening back to back, and now we're at the point where Elizabeth is going to die within 3 days, give or take. That looks like what's going to happen. And Melodious is in berserk mode. But the main reason for this video is Escanor. Escanor is the 7th sin. By now I've probably spoiled the fuck ton for you guys, but those of you who are reading are watching this because you've read, most likely. And Escanor's power is based on the sun. Theoretically, Escanor's max power has no limit. He puts a limit on his power. And he is going to face Melodious right now. Because, put limits on how powerful Escanor is, he handles the man who kills Melodious like he's a toy. This is before Melodious gets his real demon form back. But he had an attack powerful enough to incapacitate 2 of the 10 commandments. That being one of the strongest commandments, which appears to be Melodius' other brother. So Escanor's got some real power. The thing is, I haven't read this last chapter that just came out this morning, but it is Melodius versus Escanor. Because Melodius is currently in his, I believe they called it like a rage mode. Long story short, Melodius, this is the Melodius that was even feared by the Demon King right now. So Melodius is probably in the power range of 80 to 100,000. We don't know where Escanor is, and they're going to go at it. And that's why I'm making this, because I really want to read that chapter. I'll probably be reading it right after this video. But oh boy, is it exciting, and I cannot wait for the spring when this gets animated. I mean, the winter when this gets animated. I just like thinking differently. Because, you know, as you guys know, fall usually leads directly into December, and then it kicks off the first week of January with the new seasons. Well, by that point in my area, it's already spring. So that's why I always say spring. But spring isn't until March. Quotation points. But other than that, that's about it with the manga. It's like insane what's happening right now. I mean, I just can't get past it, but I have this weird feeling that the manga might end within like the next 30 to 40 chapters. Just because it feels like if they break the curse, I've been reading some online forums, but it looks like if they ever break the curse, or it was also talked about in the manga, it looks like they finally get to rest in peace, is what I understood. So if Melodius breaks Elizabeth's curse, then that will also break Melodius' curse, which means they get to die. From the looks of it. I mean, Melodius is a demon, but he's died multiple times now. And he has 7 hearts. So that's a little awkward. But Elizabeth being a goddess, she also has a bane of immortality, but they both finally get to rest in peace, is from what I understood. So if Melodius and Elizabeth die, isn't what started the manga going to be the end of the manga? I mean, not much can be said about that. Like, it just feels like within the next 30-40 chapters, it's donezo. The anime is done. Elizabeth gets to go to rest. Melodius gets to rest, and the 7 Deadly Sins disband after defeating the 10 Commandments. And that's what it feels like. So, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on the manga and what you think is happening. And that's all I can say, guys. Later.